Não. Acho que pensavam que não ia chover assim.
Pois foi, eu acho que estava a dizer.
Mas eles ficaram lá embaixo.
Não, está bem.
Ficaram separados.
Estavam atrás para decidir.
Meu Deus, todos. Já foi
Tchau. Obrigado.
Tá bom? Relação.
Show, Alexandre.
Foi? Agora aí, estou ouvindo. Show.
Ready? Play.
So we have a very highly anticipated matchup, a quarterfinal in Stuttgart between Iga Swiatek and Jelena Ostapenko, where Ostapenko leads the head-to-head 5-0. Their most recent matchup coming in Doha, where Ostapenko tore Swiatek apart. So much to break down here in this matchup. So many things to, talk about, think about. But, here we are again. We are on clay this time. I will say it is not true clay. It's not sea level clay. It's indoor clay. So it is a lot faster than other clay conditions, outside of Madrid. I'd say it's similar comp to that, but they haven't met, on the surface before. So I think that's the first talking point. But the second, obviously, Ostapenko just coming through Emma Navarro in 3 sets, where she probably could have got it done in 2, but Emma's consistency and kind of fighter mentality just to keep playing extra balls, gave her an opportunity. But all in all, it was kind of all Ostapenko in that 3rd set. So sets up obviously a matchup that we all wanted to see again. As you mentioned, 5-0 in the head-to-head in favor of Ostapenko. What are you thinking about going into this match, Carson?
I think this is unstoppable force meets immovable object right here. It's a 5-0 head-to-head, and then we're meeting on the surface where the person who is the underdog in that match wins literally everything. It feels like Iga Swiatek is so good on clay. Everything about her game fits this surface almost perfectly. It's been a really bad head-to-head matchup, though, and I mean 5-love. It is starting to get on the point where you question if it's just a matchup problem in between 2 players, and if it is just a head-to-head, that could get wildly out of control. But I mean, Iga's the number 2 player in the world. You would think that eventually she's going to win one of these matches. So I think this is, it's on clay. It's the best opportunity she's had so far. And as we're saying that, we're talking about the number 2 player in the world. She can win this match on the fastest courts in the world eventually if you give her enough chances. So yeah, it's a really interesting, though, just the head-to-head, and then you look at the difference in rankings in between these 2 players. The thing that seems to irritate Iga the most about Ostapenko's game is just the pure pace of it. Just all of the time, just absolutely bashing balls all over the court. And that's her game. She does that against everyone. But there's not really like a change up in the style at all. And sometimes Iga needs that change up to happen. And she thrives in those moments. But Ostapenko, it's just power, and then more power, and then more power, and it just keeps coming. So there's like always power with it, but there's not always like consistency with it, just because it is flying all over the court. So there's not like one thing that Iga can necessarily just hold on to and say, she's going to this shot, I can go over here, and here's what I can do with it. She's just playing almost like blind defense compared to what she normally plays.
Yep. All good points, Carson. And there's another thing that popped into my mind that I hadn't really thought of. But, you think about the coaching situation for Iga and bringing in Wim Fissette. I think this is another opportunity that can show up for her, for Iga to, take those, words of encouragement, those different strategies. This is a great opportunity to use that resource. And I think now I guess you mentioned a little bit, but people are probably curious on why does Iga always lose to Ostapenko? Well, it's a few reasons. I think, as you mentioned, just the pure pace and, Ostapenko hitting with kind of full out power, relentless in a sense, because there's no really, change up. It's kind of like playing Andrei Rublev, where he's just going to go ball bashing side to side and try and hit through you, go back behind you. But that's kind of the same way that Ostapenko plays, very tight to that baseline, trying to move you around and go back behind you. And then it's also like a timing thing, for Iga. She loves to gain rhythm, in rallies and work her way through points and try and, structure them and to her advantage. But with Ostapenko, you don't get that, because you don't get any rhythm. You don't get any timing down because it's so relentless. And she really rushes. Ostapenko does a good job of rushing Swiatek in terms of not giving her a lot of, time to like I said, orchestrate points, and create her point structure patterns of play, and that's definitely very troublesome on the Swiatek side. I think another thing is now, are we getting to a psychological point? And that's where I bring up Wim Fissette in terms of having a new face in the box, and someone that can give you a new perspective. That's like important during these times, because it can be difficult, especially when you're going to get an Ostapenko who is jolly to be on court with a lot of belief in herself and confidence going into this matchup. Where for Iga, it's usually the case for a lot of her matches, but for this one, I don't know how many losing head-to-head she has. I think Ash Barty was one of them, but there's just like a totally different mindset going into this match. So that's kind of something that I'll be looking out for in terms of how is her attitude on court, what's her body language like, and the same goes for Ostapenko, because she's very quick in terms of that. She's emotional, lets out huge roars after winning points, where Iga, is a little bit more about her business and about herself, and focused on, how can she control, her emotions and attitude as the match goes on. So, that's kind of the breakdown in terms of how I would evaluate this match and see it from both sides. Now let's get into your prediction, Carson. What are you thinking? Who's going to come out on top in the sixth matchup now between Swiatek and Ostapenko?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for, I don't know, maybe this is the upset here, but I'm going to pick Iga to win this one. I think she's growing really hungry for another title, which is another element of this match. She hasn't won a title in quite a while at this point, so I think she's hungry for that. I think you make a really good point about the coaching situation and how just having a different voice sitting in your player box can really help you have a different perspective on a particular match, especially when you have struggled in that match. And obviously it's not the only thing that they're working on. But yeah, I think that's going to be a factor in this one. I think that Iga's going to pull this out. I think it's going to take 3 sets. Poetic in a way. You have a terrible head-to-head matchup against someone, and then you have to go the absolute distance in order to beat them. How do you feel about this one?
Yeah, I mean, it is hard to say, when you're trying to pick against a head-to-head, but I don't know why it happens to be this way, but Andrei Rublev was 5-0 against Fokina today, and he got it done. And Rublev hadn't lost to, a Spanish player on clay. So whatever, those records they can be broken, and there's a time and a place. And I think we're in a great one for Iga in terms of being on the surface. As we talked about, it is quick. You're on indoor clay. The ball's moving quicker, bouncing quicker, maybe not as high. So I think there are plenty of edges for Ostapenko to still, have belief and succeed. But yeah, I just think from a mental standpoint, ability standpoint, seeing Emma Navarro being able to push her, I think that should give, Iga at least some confidence, as she knows that, someone can test her, and I guess at a similar-ish game style, and she can, grind her way through it. So yeah, I do like Iga to come through. I'm not going to make a prediction on the stats. I don't know what's going to happen, but I like Iga to come through. So it should be an exciting match, and looking forward to it.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Hey, thanks for taking the time to, well, you haven't got any choice actually. I'm just talking at you if you like. But I'm here also to present to you why I think it's not a bad idea and not that expensive as well if you become a member. And this is how you can do it, and this is what you can gain. So if we look here at the Talking Tennis sort of home page, if you like, on YouTube, we can see this little button here which says join. It is also pinned in the live chat as well, and you can also, I think, see it just below most of our videos, certainly the live ones and so on. Now, why is it a good idea to join and become a member? Well, in the live chat, you can add little funny things, you can add emojis and all sorts of things, but possibly more importantly, you can get to access some live videos, such as this one here, where we look back on the last sort of few moments from the Billie Jean King Cup. So there are little bonuses such as this one, but there are many, many more. And in fact, if we have a quick look at all of the members only stuff, I repeat, you will see very, very quickly some of the top stuff that we've had for members only over the last 12 months since the channel began. Remember, these videos are for members only. You can become a member from as little as about $2 a month, €2 a month, £2 a month, something like that. There are various different things. Oh, and by the way, you'll also be supporting the channel. So it's a win-win-win-win scenario. Let me just show you some of the members only stuff. For example, we've got an exclusive little clip there talking to Laura Siegmund, Laura Tsurenko, her encore interview, some doubles footage there from Monastir, the Germany press conference pre-tournament Billie Jean King Cup, Claire Burrell talking as well to the media in her press conference in Monastir, Storm Hunter and Alicia Parks interview, Rebecca Masarova, her press conference, Coco Gauff exclusive for members only, albeit it was in Madrid. But these are just some of the things, some of the interviews and etc. Like Lestien here, a chat with him, Emma Navarro, and so on and so forth. So many little bonus videos available for just €2 a month. So what are you waiting for? Become a member. Or don't. It's okay.
So sets up obviously a matchup that we all wanted to see again. As you mentioned, 5-0 in the head-to-head in favor of Ostapenko. What are you thinking about going into this match, Carson?
I think this is unstoppable force meets immovable object right here. It's a 5-0 head-to-head, and then we're meeting on the surface where the person who is the underdog in that match wins literally everything. It feels like Iga Swiatek is so good on clay. Everything about her game fits this surface almost perfectly. It's been a really bad head-to-head matchup, though, and I mean, 5-love, it is starting to get on the point where you question if it's just a matchup problem in between two players, and if it is just a head-to-head, that could get wildly out of control.
Alexandra Ayala's fairy tale run is at an end at the Miami Open as Jessica Pegula beats her 7-5, 5-7, 6-3. It was a mammoth battle between the two, with the match having many twists and turns before eventually Pegula emerged the winner. It was, though, Ayala who started the brighter with an early break before Pegula immediately broke back. Ayala then broke again and did serve for that first set, but two double faults cost her badly as Pegula broke back at such a crucial moment. Pegula then won the tiebreak reasonably comfortably before going up an early break in the second set, and when she was leading 3-1, it felt like the match was pretty much done, and Ayala needed some treatment as well for an ankle injury or foot injury that she incurred when she had a fall during the match. She got that sort of strapped up a little bit, but still it felt like that, plus some fatigue, plus the blow of losing that first set in such a dramatic fashion before going down a break in the second. It just didn't seem like she had any way back, but she didn't give up. She pegged back Pegula and even briefly went up a break in that second set before Pegula again responded with an immediate break back of her own. But undeterred, Ayala then broke again and took that second set 7-5, showing a wherewithal that belied her tender age. She's just 19 and won't turn 20 until May this year. A tight third set had a few twists and turns, but was a bit of a much tighter affair with less breaks than the previous two sets. But after a couple of unforced errors, including a fairly makeable shot at the net, and there was another one that went in the tram lines, Ayala lost her serve for 3-4. So then it became 3-5. Pegula then serving for the match goes love 30 down, but 4 points in a row went the way of an American. And Pegula will now play Aryna Sabalenka in the final in Miami in what will be a repeat, of course, of their US Open final showdown last year that went the way of Aryna. However, it was Alex Ayala that still took many of the plaudits from today.
So sets up obviously a matchup that we all wanted to see again. As you mentioned, 5-0 in the head-to-head in favor of Ostapenko. What are you thinking about going into this match, Carson?
I think this is unstoppable force moves meets
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. We are live here between Iga Swiatek and Jelena Ostapenko. Ostapenko held to start the match, 1-love, and now we are 15-all on the Swiatek serve. Welcome in, everyone. Please feel free to comment, reach out with questions, ask me questions, whatever it is. Good to see you as well. Good afternoon, Jake. What matches have you been watching so far? And Swiatek throws in an early double. So we got an early opening here for Panko. There's a lot of pressure on that second serve. Yeah, I mean, you know how big Ostapenko is going to go. So just puts a little bit more pressure on that second serve. We'll see if Iga tries to take some of the pace off that first serve just to make it. Here we go. We got another second serve coming in on the ad side. She rips across court, and she rips across court again on the line. So there it is, just Ostapenko being able to get on the front foot. Yeah, did it just start raining there? I saw they stopped the Saflin match. Yep. We do have a producer, yes, that is right, because of the weather. So break point here, second serve, and it is crushed. Cross court. So Panko, she takes 8 out of the first 10 points. 7 minutes in, 2-love. Wow, just a blistering start. Rune's up a set and a break. Take a look at that. Rune looked so good yesterday. I feel like he is full of confidence, knows what he's doing out there, and Karen not being as comfortable on the clay. It just makes it a little bit more of a straightforward match for him. Ghosty, welcome in. And there's Iga looking to jump on that second serve, but it looks like it's just a half a ball long. She's talking to the chair umpire. Gave him this. That's right. In Stuttgart, we don't have electric line calling. Oh. Looks like we're replaying the point. Maybe a let? It looks like a full replay of the point. Ostapenko is getting 2 serves. Yeah, I'm asking myself the same thing. How did Khachanov beat Davidovich Fokina in 2 sets? Fokina had a 5-2 30-love lead in that second set yesterday and was not able to hold on. Yeah, Jake, I mean, you make a great point about the the indoor clay. Obviously, Iga much more comfortable, mover on this surface, but I don't know how much that matters when the ball is already past you, and that's kind of been a case of this matchup, even in Doha, which I think was a slower hard court. So yeah, just ball's going to bounce through the surface a little bit quicker. Iga's, more tempted to get into rhythm, patterns of play, and she just is not allowed that time or opportunity. And a beautiful second serve for Panko on the ad side, and Iga's staring at it like, is this wide? Chair comes out, and it's on the line. Yeah, this matchup is crazy. And I was talking about yesterday how I thought, maybe the addition of Wim Facette and the coaching box can make a difference, but so far, no rhythm, no timing, and that is 11 points to 3, I believe, to start the match. We got 40-15 for Panko, looking to consolidate. Yeah, we're just gonna have to see how Iga approaches the situation, especially if she does lose this here, goes down 3-0. The first set can get away from you quickly, especially with Ostapenko serving first. And now she goes with the inside in backhand on the second serve and follows it to the net and puts away a volley. That's a beautiful strategy. Take that away from some of the more offensive players. You're just gonna have to mix it up and give her looks. With Navarro, she was able to just grind out a little bit. Win some of those longer deuce battles, and Iga's just got to put herself in position. So she's climbed out of this 40 love hole. We got 40-30, second serve here. And another big second serve for Panko. Goes with kind of a slider on the ad side and puts a +1 cross court, and Iga goes long. So lets out a huge roar too, trying to make Iga know that she's there. And she's already done a great job of that. Anyone in the comments have any ideas for Iga? What could she change? What could her approach? What's maybe a different game plan that she could use? R_ULO. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for tuning in. I please hit subscribe if you have not. Yeah, fake some injuries at this point. I took some Spanish back in the day, but I can throw that into translate for you. Ulo. Yeah, and that's the problem for Iga in this matchup, Jake, is it's just so far out of her comfort zone. And you look at a head-to-head, you have to just come in with a different approach. You just can't do the same thing over and over again. And, the most recent matchup in Doha was not even close. So you just have to, weather the storm a little bit here. Trying to keep my eye on Shelton here. He's up a break on serve, deuce. So Iga's able to get out with a small lead here. And yeah, let's check in on Holger Rune. Up a set and a break, and a consolidate for 4-1. Definitely would have been fun to see, Fokina Rune in terms of a physical battle. Both players like to be, pretty aggressive, so that would have been a fun watch for sure. And there's Jelena standing literally 3 feet inside the baseline on that second serve and forces another double fault for Iga. Yeah. Our producer just threw up a picture of Iga and Wim taking a look at the battle between Navarro and Panko and doing their best to game plan. Yep, this was 2 days ago. They got another day of rest to prepare. Inside in backhand from Jelena to start the point. And now she's just a barrage of cross court, but Iga's able to get some angle on that forehand and forces a Ostapenko cross court error. It's just no rhythm even there. The ball is flying off her racket. Iga's looking to counterpunch, at least create some angle off of it. Move Jelena off of that central strike zone. And another good return from Ostapenko. Sets up 30-all, and this is just extremely uncomfortable. Anyone have any thoughts on the Ostapenko footwork as she prepares to receive a serve? Lots of erratic footwork here. 30-all, Iga's first serve goes in, and Ostapenko just clips the line. Just a full-out barrage from Ostapenko. And here she is with a chance to go up a double break. We will have an update for you in that Shelton match after this point. Here we have a second serve. It's a body serve. Jelena goes deep centrally, cross court. Iga retreats. Panko steps in the court. Cross court ball, and that is it. She gets the double break. I mean, there's just nothing doing. There's just nothing doing. We know Iga is, as Ghosty says, usually the one giving out the breadsticks, the bagels. Ostapenko just cruising here. 4-0 lead. And it looks like this first set has just gotten away from her already. And yeah, I mean, as our producer mentions, creating angles, maybe playing some junk ball, some quarantine mute ball, but you just have no time. Iga needs some time to create those angles, to create that spin. She's just not getting it. But a good return there on second serve. Traps Ostapenko at the baseline. So it's just got to be a 1 point at a time mentality. As I did mention, update in the Franz Cerundolo Ben Shelton match. Cerundolo is able to break back to make it 3-all. And now it is 30-all on the Cerundolo serve, looking to consolidate. Another second serve here. Iga attacks it. Tries to go backhand down the line, but it looks like it did catch the line. It did catch the line. And a fist bump. So there we go. Some positive, reinforcement for the Swiatek camp. I don't know what the points differential is. I'll look after this game, but it's been a lot to a little. So right now, anything counts. And a little opening here. The best she's gotten. Love 30. Second serve. Oh. Swiatek goes forehand up the line and misses it by a ball. Yeah, Fran was always the favorite there. Actually impressive for Shelton to get out to that early break. Just, you know how well Sereno's been playing. It's like, how much gas does he have in the tank? But, you know, he's got a Munich final on the horizon that obviously he wants to attack. Good serve +1 there for Ostapenko. Go, so you like the On Cloud? Always great merch. Jake, probably as much tennis as you do. As much as I can. Here we go. A little extended rally here at 30 all. Iga's able to move Ostapenko to her right. She goes for a forehand down the line and just misses wide. So here we go. Swiatek, her first opportunity at a break point. Obviously, the first set is far in the horizon, but like I said, you got to go 1 point at a time. Got to try different things. You want to just lengthen this match as much as you can. Cheers, Jake. Penko first serve off the line. Backhand inside out, and it's into the net. Okay. Little smile there from Jelena Ostapenko as she walks to her chair. Iga cold-blooded. No reaction. Come on. That's right. That's right, Jake. Iga can do all things. You have to believe. Let's check in. Did Franz Cerundolo consolidate? He did, but Shelton's raced out to a 40-love lead on his serve. So we're likely looking at 4-all in the second. Karen was able to get a hold. So 4-2 there. Johnny King. Welcome. Good to see you. Peter Pan. Jake. Yeah, Johnny King. Welcome. Please subscribe if you haven't. Feel free to interact with me. I'll be here all match. No matter if it's an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I'll be here. Johnny King, any thoughts on this match? Can Iga find a way back? Pick up her first win in this matchup, trailing 5-love in the head-to-head. All right, here we go. Iga to serve, 1-4 down. All right, Johnny, you are a Ostapenko fan. And just crushes a return. Forehand cross court, catches the line. I don't even know if Ostapenko plays with any margin at all. Just goes for it, and it happens to clip the lines. Jake, it is just entertaining from I'm in shock sometimes when you watch her. Yeah, she is playing great tennis. Good conditions for her. And just the same thing on the other side. I feel like you have to find a way to trap Ostapenko. Obviously, you don't want to give her, a flatter serve that she can kind of just redirect. and use that power. But for Iga, she just can't leave a kicker up in the strike zone for Ostapenko. That's 2 in a row off both wings going cross court, and they're essentially winners. There she goes with the flat serve, closer up to tee. But Ostapenko is just all over, just all over. Iga doing a little bit more on the footwork out of the backhand wing to just make that ball, and Ostapenko in stride, backhand up the line. Iga's nowhere close to it, so love 40 on the Swiatek serve. Good serve from Iga, but kind of a stab return from Panko, and Iga's not able to get up to it quickly enough and sails long. So that was quick. Yeah, go Steve. The inside out backhand is beautiful. Just fearless from Ostapenko. She will serve for the set. There we go. A beautiful inside in return on the backhand side for Swiatek. I mean, I wonder, can we just try some things at this point? Our producer, not even watching, just loving my excitement. I mean, it's comedy at this point. Beautiful backdrop as you see the Porsches back. Just 25 minutes into this battle, and it is all Ostapenko, as it has been in the previous 5 matchups. Iga's able to create some angle on that forehand wing. It's not very pacey, but, Jelena a little bit slower on her feet, so getting over to that forehand wing and trying to, hit a flat forehand cross court, it's definitely one of the more difficult shots. So that one goes into the net. Sean, that is a great question. You never see kind of her like this much of, I guess, happiness on court. But you might be trading breaks here. Ostapenko trying to close out this first set. Swiatek's got a love 40 lead, 3 break points. See if she goes for a winner. She looks cross court. Iga thinks it's good. It's definitely wide. As we mentioned, no electric line calling here in Stuttgart. Or I believe so, at least. Yeah, a couple nice cars there. Yeah. No electronic line calling. That is correct. We got the umpires out. Second serve. Let's see if Iga looks for the backhand inside in. Tries to follow it to the net. A great wide serve from Panko, though. Playing with a little house money here. Probably could afford the double fault. Went huge on a slider there. Iga was looking for more of a backhand or a body serve there. All right, last break point chance here for Swiatek. Good serve up the tee. Little cross-court exchange here on the forehands. Just lands on the line for Iga. Good backhand. Scrambling from Panko. Throws in a slice that goes wide. So Iga, doing what she can. First little extended rally there. Was able to, use a little fighter-esque mentality. The footwork was on point. So she gets a break back. Never easy to serve out a match or a set, as Talon Griekspoor told us in Marrakesh. Jake, I was talking about it a little bit earlier. I mean, what are you thinking that Iga can do on her serve? I was saying the kicker, it's hanging up a little bit too high in the strike zone. She used the flat serve a little bit, but Ostapenko was able to redirect that pace a little bit. Probably easier just with her, short take back on the return. Checking in on Cerundolo. Got 15 all on the Cerundolo serve, 5 all. Let's check in on Holger Rune as he approaches that Barcelona final appearance. He has 2 match points coming up. Karen serving at 2-5, 15-40. I was not expecting a Karen, semifinal here in Barcelona. Obviously, it was looking like it was going 3 sets versus a very informed Fokina, but we just saw some of those old Fokina habits come back into play, and that's, obviously not what I wanted to see. I thought we were maybe past it. But here we are. Holger Rune gets it done. He is moving on to the final in Barcelona. I believe it's the second final of the year. His first was in Indian Wells, where he took on Jack Draper and kind of got dismantled. But here in Stuttgart, we got Iga Swiatek serving at 2-5 down against a familiar but unwanted face on the other side of the net in Jelena Ostapenko. Ghosty, let's see. Well, Ghosty, the sliding, it worked very well there. It worked very well there. Yeah, I mean, these conditions are a little bit more slippery. Just because it's indoor, a little bit, I guess condensation in a sense. No wind, not as, I guess, chalky. But there you saw it on display, moving beautifully to the backhand wing, and then slides into that forehand, hits across court. It's a winner. Yeah, Jake, I don't know if he'll get over that line. But here we go. I mean, it looks like we're on our way to the first routine hold for Swiatek. Like I said, the more tennis, the better for her, I think. I like that line, Ghosty. The Portland Timbers. I'm a New England Revolution fan, Jake. Up the Revs. But no, that is sweet. Yeah, Atlanta's got a good fan base. You're right, Portland, they chopping the wood. As our producer comes in, he's a Baltimore fan. So Franz Cerundolo, he holds 6-5. He's got the scoreboard pressure. Shelton serving to stay in the match. Overall, a great week for Big Ben on the clay. First American to reach a 500 level semifinal on the clay since the series started in 2009. Yes, Jake. Carlos Gil, what a player, what a left peg. Ghosty, I think you're underestimating me in that sport, but we'll leave it at that. I'll be honest, I don't follow it anywhere as close as I do with tennis, so we could go back and forth, but I'll give you the edge there. What looked like a routine hold wasn't so routine, but Iga does indeed hold. So 5-3. Robbie, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe if you have not. Welcome in, welcome in. Robbie, any thoughts on this match, on this matchup? Who you're rooting for? You want an Iga comeback? Can she get back in this first set? I guess she's only a hold away, but hasn't had many of those in this first set. But Ghosty, of course, it's all in good fun. I test my knowledge. I test your knowledge. You test my knowledge. But a beautiful forehand back behind Swiatek for Ostapenko to get out on the front foot here. You know, when Iga's looking to trap Ostapenko on that baseline, it needs to be deeper. There, she's just able to kind of pick it up, and Iga's already on the move. But you know, I think that was the idea from Swiatek. Try and trap Jelena on that baseline. Here she gets another second serve, but Ostapenko with a slider on the tee, ad side, and it's just out of the reach for Swiatek. Hey, it's always a good event here in Stuttgart. You know, it's definitely interesting though on the women's side, I will say, in terms of their lead up. And there's an ace from Ostapenko. Is that her first ace? But it brings up set point, 3 of them, as a matter of fact. You know, the woman they play on indoor clay, and then they go out to Madrid, which is at altitude. And then you finally get Rome, and then we get there. So, and back-to-back aces, beautiful wide serve. So that wraps up set 1 in Stuttgart between Ostapenko and Swiatek. Just a beautiful set from Ostapenko. I mean, really did no wrong, besides when she tried to serve out the set the first time. She takes a 6-3. No, it is beautiful. I'm still yet to get to an indoor event. I've been blessed. I've seen some beautiful landmarks in the tennis world. I went out to the Rome Masters. That was my first ever tennis event. And then I've made 2 stops in Newport, Tennis Hall of Fame, grass event, which is now getting upgraded, as Damien would say, to a challenger in WTA 125K. Got to go to the US Open this fall, and obviously I was just in Miami about a month ago, so I've been blessed to see some beautiful spots. Yeah, let's I can take a quick pause here, see if I'm able to. Oh yeah. You guys don't want to hear my voice. Let's see. Let's do this one. So sets up, obviously. All right, guys, we are back. Start of the second set between Ostapenko and Swiatek. 15 all. Anyone in the chat, feel free to give any advice to Iga, because she needs all the help she can get. I'll check in on the set score between these two over the 5 matchups. That'll be interesting to see. I will update as Cerundolo gives a fist pump. We have 3 all in the breaker. Shout out to Ben Shelton playing a lot better on the surface. It's good to see him improve. But another double fault there for Iga. Gosh, she just isn't looking. She isn't looking happy on court. It's obviously a tough situation she's going through, but she's got to step up to the plate here. 15-30 second serve. It's a good kicker off the paint, and the Ostapenko backhand goes long. Ostapenko going to check the mark, not happy, of course. But can Iga stay in this? It's a huge hold. Yep, just in, Jake. Just off the back of that line, it looked like. And that first serve is actually miles long. So another second serve. Curious what the first serve percentage. Let's check some stats after this game. It's a good deep return from Ostapenko, but Iga's able to fight it off, and Ostapenko looks to go for a slice. I think that's only the second time she's went for a slice. One of them went wide, this one into the net. This would be huge for Iga. And she get a hold. Confidence, scoreboard pressure. She's just looking lost on serve. She was practicing, doing a ghost serve motion after that 30-all point. And here she is hitting a flat serve into the middle of the net. But here we are into a rally. Guess Ostapenko on the move to her right. And the stab slices into the net. All right. We got a match. Iga holds. Checking in here on Cerundolo and Shelton. 5-4, mini break, Shelton serving. And the Cerundolo return is long. That brings up 2 set points for the American, Ben Shelton. Can Ben push it to a third? That would be huge. I'll explain more in a second. First serve is no good. Second serve is also no good. A double fault. Set point on serve for Shelton. Looking to go serve and volley on a slider ad side. Ostapenko first serve is good. Iga return is wide. 15 left. Let's see if Fran can save another set point. Wow. Ben Shelton takes a huge hack, and it's just a ball long. Cerundolo had framed it, but 6-all in that breaker, and Ostapenko ball striking on full display as she races out to a 40-love lead. Robbie, sorry, I meant to visit it. We got a week later, we got another matchup between Arthur Fees and Carlos Alcaraz. Fees, man, he had that match pretty much wrapped up. 3 break points, up a set, 5-5, love 40, couldn't get it done. Was up a break in the third, 3-1, and goes on to lose 5 straight games. So, looking for redemption here. Holger Rune waiting in the final. Giving you an update in the Cerundolo match. Ben Shelton with another set point on serve, 7-6. All right, guys. Give me some predictions in the chat between the matchup. Well, both men's semifinal. We got Fees Alcaraz and we got Zverev Marijan. Give me some thoughts. Oh, I was not able to catch that set point, but it looks like it's 7-all. Aiden, good morning. Thanks for joining us. We got a Ostapenko beatdown so far, but at least Iga held her first service game of set 2. So we are 1-all. And we got Ben Shelton fighting right now. He's had 3 set points, 2 of them on serve. 7-all here. Fran relentless, but a net cord gives Shelton a huge opportunity to bash a forehand, and he does. So he gets another set point. Iga owns Penko, or Penko owns Iga, yes. Yeah, I know. That's how it feels, Ghosty. 1 break and that'll do it. I mean, the serve has just been nowhere. Now Iga throws up a ball, looks at it. And Fran's forehand goes wide. So Ben Shelton, the American, takes the second set. And I told you guys, I was going to tell you why that was huge. And the reason being is I think Cerundo's got to have a lot of wear and tear. I think he's played some of the most tennis on tour, probably right next to Alex de Minaur this season. He's gone deep in pretty much every event he's played in. Definitely the better clay courter. But, you just got to think of the events ahead. I thought Madrid would probably be a decent place to, I guess, kind of take that early loss. You're at altitude. You're going to deal with some big servers. And then you get Rome on deck and Roland Garros to follow. So you just got to – this is such a tough part of the season, I think, to navigate for these players. I mean, especially with the high clay court prowess. But, hey, we got Ben Shelton, the American, pushing Fran Cerundolo to 3 on his 4th set point, I believe. Finally gets it. Couple of chips here back and forth, but it's going to be 30-all. Another pressure point here. As I said, guys, would love to hear your thoughts on, I guess now we can include Ben Shelton, Cerundolo here. Who takes it? What do we like in Fees Alcaraz? What do we like in Zverev Marijan? We got 30-all here. It's going to be another second serve. I told you I'm going to check these stats after this game, I promise. Because this has just been such a poor serving match for Iga in terms of getting that first serve in. Second serve, slider to the body, inside in, backhand, winner. Penko lets out a roar. I just think, like, that's not even a body serve at this point because it's just sitting up way too high. It's not quick enough. And it just looks like she's over serving. She's just so frustrated as she misses that wide serve, probably by about 10 feet. Just looking up, like, Lord, please help me. She knows a big return's coming in. And fortunately for Swiatek, Panko misses it wide and long. But she's just up there helpless. She's like, yep, I know exactly what's going to happen. I either get broken or, she misses by a hair. Can Ben Shelton get it done? Anyone have any confidence in the American? Iga, a little bit better of a body serve. Gave herself time to get the return. Kind of a chip. Brings Swiatek in, and it's a beautiful, beautiful chip shot. Deep cross court, almost by that vertex on the forehand wing. So here we go. We got to add another opportunity for Swiatek to hold, get some scoreboard pressure. Confidence, if there is any. You guys were talking about the outfit earlier. I do love the coordination, the color coordination. She's got the neon kicks, neon sweatband, and the neon hat. Jake, if you're still here, I'd love to hear your thoughts on an indoor tournament like this, in terms of everyone's sitting in the dark and the court's the only thing lit. Doesn't happen at all indoor tournaments. I know it does in Rotterdam. I would love to kind of feel that environment and be a part of it. Laver Cup is another. And probably the biggest first serve from Iga today. It might have wowed Ostapenko a bit, as she's late on that backhand trying to get up the line. And there it is. Goes wide. Iga gets a hold, saves her break points. Hey, this is a good sign. This is a good sign from Iga. Yeah, you been to Rotterdam, Jake? That's one place I do want to go. I think it's a beautiful time of the year. Probably one of the more, special indoor clay court indoor tournaments. Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, we got a kiss cam going. See, they know how to get the fans involved. A Benoit Paire tank job. All right. Checking in on the Shelton match. Fran goes up an early break. 1 love. 2 Surrender. On serve. Ghosty, don't get ahead of yourself. Wow. Federer beat Baby Fed in that final. Jake, why do you say that in terms of schedule? Oh, I guess no weather, no rain delays. Could have a power out. Didn't we have like a little bit of an outage somewhere? Could be making that up. That's the only thing I can think of. All right, 30 all though. A little pressure point. All right, it's Iga. She races out here. Love 15. I mean, guys, every lead's so important for her at this point. She's got to do kind of what Emma Navarro did, is just hang in there. Right? I mean, give yourself an opportunity. Scoreboard pressure, no matter what it is. Iga's going to look at a second serve. Let's see how attack-minded she is. I feel like Ostapenko's been able to play so free. Her second serve's been pretty big. That one's off the back of the line. Iga gets on the front foot. And wrong foot's Panko. Okay. We got love 30 here. It's the first real chance for Iga to take, I guess, a true lead in this match. Get herself out on the front foot. Good job there on the return. I know John, predicted that this would be the time. I did as well. Obviously not looking amazing, but we have love 40 on the Ostapenko serve. Iga gets 3 chances here. What do you think, guys? You want to be aggressive on this first point or try and get into an extended rally? Decent return. And Iga stayed on that backhand wing. And Jelena saw that kind of at the last second and puts it into the net. So here we go. Come on, Jake. Let out a roar. Come on. We're back. Iga Nation is back. Hold on. I'm gonna read all these comments in a sec. I got a little bit to catch up on here. Told you guys I'm not going anywhere. I'm here till the end. Let's see if that flusters Ostapenko a bit. All right. Wow, Shelton does get the break back, and he's up 30 love. This is what I'm saying. That's kind of the old Cerundolo we saw in terms of just like lackadaisical on serve. I feel like the physicality is catching up to him. Tomorrow, no matter who he plays, it's going to be a tough test. Very good depth there from Ostapenko, but Iga clips the line. You're in the 15 love point. Little extended rally. Good movement, good ball striking from both, but Iga's forehand goes into the net. Aiden, hey, thanks for mentioning Emma Raducanu in that run. I know she's taking a couple weeks off, so love to see her back and healthy. Yeah, you're right, Jake, in terms of the media there. I mean, I think they throw a lot at that tournament, and obviously getting Carlos Alcaraz was a big deal for them. Threw a lot of money at it, and paid off. More rain. I'm sorry. Little chip here from Ostapenko off the serve, and Iga's these short balls have been difficult for Iga to get to today. I think it's been about 4 or 5 now. And what is the chair saying to you? This chair's always a funny guy. I don't know his name off the top of my head. Seems like he's having fun out there. But some of these short balls have been difficult for Swiatek, and that's because she's not expecting it in terms of being so ready to go, horizontal on the baseline, trying to catch up to the pace of the Panko ground strokes. Iga creates some huge angles here. Iga defending with like her life depends on it. Panko's going to have one more ball to finish. Iga's still in fighting. Gets Panko on the move, but a beautiful cross-court forehand winner. Lets out a huge roar. So not so fast, Iga. Giuseppe, welcome. Thanks for joining us here. Love to hear your thoughts on the match too. Dan Davin, thanks for tuning in. You got a Jack Draper fan. All right, we got breakpoint though. Iga's got to find a way, and it's going to be a second serve. 30 love up. You thought she was kind of doing all she could, but heavy footwork on the baseline. Gets a backhand, rips it cross court, but it's into the net. And a frowny face for Ostapenko. So Iga's got deuce here. Trying to consolidate this break. First serve just long. It looks like she's at least hitting it with some more pace now. Flattening it out. Penko unleashing on that second serve. Too much for Iga to handle. Goes wide. Let's get an update on this Cerundolo match. Shelton holds 1-2. Is that Barcelona? Is that a 10 a.m. start for Carlos? Yeah. All right, break point here. Second of this game. Get those feet moving for Ostapenko at the baseline. It's a good wide serve from Iga. Good return there from Penko. But Iga does a great job just kind of forehand squash shotting it across court. And it was really put in such a difficult position for Ostapenko to get over to, where she didn't have enough time to keep it in the court. Beautiful shot here. All right, we got deuce. Iga just playing back foot tennis, but it'll be enough if Ostapenko is spraying like that. She earns herself an ad. Newton, thanks for joining us. How are we doing today, Newton? What do you think? Can Iga push this to 3? She's got an ad to consolidate this break. Good kicker that just sits up in that strike zone for Ostapenko. Backhand cross court, backhand up the line, forehand up the line. And she puts it away. Back to deuce. Checking in on Cerundolo here. And she does hold to make it 2-all. They show us on the screen 15 winners for Ostapenko. But an ace. An Iga ace up to T. Brings up her third game point. She really needs this. Can she consolidate this break? Erratic serve. At least her serve does look like it's getting better. Hitting it with more pace. More deliberate positioning. Ostapenko dancing on the baseline. Gets the backhand in the strike zone. More of the same. Iga's able to retreat, though. Extended rally. Iga did find some comfort. It's almost like she had too much time to get over to that backhand. She misses it long. And the game continues back to deuce. Google stats are crazy. 97% first serve percentage for Ostapenko. I think they got the double faults right, though. Ghosty, it does feel like 3. I'll calculate it in a sec. Iga gets another ad. Well, Iga held. Ostapenko held. Iga held and broke. So that's where we are. Just one. Yeah, she's using it well. I mean, any way that she can defend it. She knows the pattern of play. She just doesn't know if it's going to go cross-court or down the line. Let's see if she mixes it up. Goes with like more of a slider to the forehand. Nope, it's the same spot. I don't understand. I really don't. It's the same place every single second serve. Kick her to the backhand, right in the strike zone, and Ostapenko has easy opportunities. I think this is her 4th or 5th deuce. I don't know how the first serve ticker on Google went up as she's missed 4 probably over the last 5 first serves. But here we are, second serve, deuce. The biggest windup of the day for Ostapenko. Huge forehand, cross-court, clips the line, brings up break point. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, that's what I'm looking for, Sean. I'm looking for right here on the ad side. Can you hit more of a slice slider to the forehand? Maybe run away. Yeah, that was the biggest shot of the day, I think. Project that one for us, Ghosty. Thank you. Serve clock 6-0. So we have our longest game here, and this is gonna. Let's see what she does with the second serve. And it goes long. Oh, man. Iga Nation, where are you? I mean, just the same pattern of play over and over again. Just not good enough. Now I'm actually going to look at the percentages. Yeah, she is rattled. It does not. Let's check in on Shelton Cerundolo. 3-2, 30 love on serve. All right, I'm going to look at some stats here. Give you guys an update. %48 serve percentage on the first, 54% won on the first for Iga. Second serve points, 38%, 10 for 26. Just ridiculous. We got an update. No play until 14:45 local time in Oresh. However you pronounce that, I might need to look that one up. Maybe our producer can help. Giuseppe, thanks for joining. If you have not subscribed, please do. As we open up the sixth game of the second set, Ostapenko serving at 2-3. Good +1 back behind Iga. Just creating so much angle off the first serve. It's really beautiful to see. Iga's not able to put the brakes on in time. But Iga crushes that. It's the first time we've seen her like really go for a return. Took 15 all. Aiden, thanks for joining us. Hope you have a great weekend and enjoy the rest of the matches. Cheers, mate. All right, that's a double. And Ostapenko is yelling at the box, of course, in frustration. Any life from Iga Nation? If you're there, please show up. Panko Nation, feel free to show out as well. You guys are killing it. Oh, just uncharacteristic misses there. Just like not enough rallies for Iga to feel comfortable. And there she's just pulling a backhand. Overhitting the cross court. Nah, Jake. Right. We are Yala Nation at Talking Tennis. And an ace and a huge roar from Ostapenko. This could be a deciding moment in this set. So game point here for Ostapenko. I mean, serving really well, especially responding to a double fault. That's good? I don't think so. I think that's wide. Let's see. Iga says it's good. Crossed out the mark. Chair umpire does a little shimmy. Was going to check the mark. Iga's like, you're good. Let's just carry on. 3-all in the second. Iga had a break look and was looking to consolidate. I think she had 3 or 4 game points there at 3-1, but didn't take him. He hit the brakes and did a little shimmy. This umpire is funny. I need to get his name. Put him out there. He's got good style. I think he's rocking the white dress shirt, but he's got the top button unbuttoned, you know. He's enjoying himself. But a beautiful ace down the tee to start the game for Iga. All right, update in the Shelton match. Let's see here. Shelton holds for 4-3. Just no depth from Iga, but Ostapenko bails her out back into the middle of the net. I'm just still surprised. I mean, obviously she got the ace down the tee. I think she needs to go to the forehand that runs away from Ostapenko more when she's serving on that ad side. Maybe she's saving it. Who knows, guys? There you go. A little bit better of an opportunity to get out on the front foot in the rally, and she does. So 40 love. Is that him or is that a younger version of him? Let me look it up. All right, routine hold. Routine hold for Ostapenko. They should just I don't think that's him. They should just tell us who the chair is. I mean, usually I know pretty much every ATP guy. WTA varies. It's funny. I was in Miami. I was walking past Fergus, and I just gave him the head nod. He did. He gave it to me back. Let's see here. I'm looking for it though. Any thoughts on Shelton? Can he get it done? Can he reach that Munich final? That's more Klopp-esque. That is more Klopp-esque. Always he always shows that to Mallorca. Did you see him there by chance as well? Right. Mallorca, beautiful tournament. At the airport, yeah? All right. Iga, she's got the scoreboard pressure. As they show us the beautiful Porsche here in Stuttgart. Winner gets it. So Lundela serving at 3-4. Iga is able to create a lot of angle off that return. Love 15. Straight winner, too. It was that good. Nurlan, there you are. I knew you were hiding. How you doing today? Yeah, he might have deserved it, depending on. yeah. The chair on fire, Fergus Murphy. Not our good old friend, Fergus Gavin. But love 30 here. Or should I say it as Mohammed says? Love 30. Second serve, Iga. I think she wants the inside in backhand. Follow it to the net like she did earlier. Let's see if Panko gives it to her. Probably looking for more of a slice out wide. No, it's the backhand. Kind of jammed Iga a bit, but she's able to get the return in. Good enough, +1. Yeah, Ostapenko did a good enough job to jam Iga there. I think she was looking backhand. It was just a little bit more of a body opportunity. Yeah, Mira was a tough loss. I mean, you got to credit Alexandrova. Just quietly plays super well, especially at some of these bigger events. Always a threat to take down the top players. And she's done it back-to-back matches now. Iga has a chance to step up in the rally. Doesn't fall that one to the net, but it's good enough. The defensive forehand from Ostapenko is into the middle of the net. So we have 15-40. 2 break points for Iga, which would give her a chance to serve out the set. I told you guys I'm here. I'm here all day, no matter if it's an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Let's get it done. First serve is wide. Iga Nation has stepped into the building. Peter, thanks for joining us. Please hit subscribe if you have not. Follow us on Twitter. X, sorry. Good return from Iga. She ball bashes. Penko guesses right, but does not keep it in the court. So Iga breaks. Iga Nation stand up. Had a break at 3-1. Wasn't able to consolidate it. Now she's got the break at 5-3, and she's going to serve out the second. Has an opportunity to serve out the second set. Peter, we're watching you. We got the subscriber ticker up. Now, thanks for joining, Peter. Oh yeah, Jake, I got you. Iga Nation, stand up. Donate. That's kind of you, Peter. Feel free to subscribe to members only. Just super chat. And more of the same. An Iga second serve. That is just absolutely bashed. Cross court as Iga watches it. Get bonus videos. Exclusive content. I'm 6 foot in her on my house. There we go. A better first serve there, and it's into the middle of the net. Hot Lana. Yeah. Better first serve there. There she's going for a flatter body serve, kind of jam Ostapenko. Yes, sir, Jake. That's love. That's love. Hey, we saw that subscription ticker go up. Thank you, Peter. Another flat wide serve there on the ad side. It is a let, though. And the crowd goes crazy. Runner Nation has stepped into the chat today. And I am blessed and thankful on this Easter weekend. We got set point for Iga. 2 of them. 40-15. Good flat serve up to tee. Iga has a backhand to put away into the open court, and she takes the second set. It looks like Iga is going to head off court. Let's see. She has the chair. She's got her journal in hand. Takes a few sips. And off she goes. Hey. All right, guys. We're going to keep it consistent. Going to take a break here in between the sets. Don't go anywhere. I told you I'm here with you all day. All night. Listen to... Let's see what we want. Let's do this one. Don't go anywhere, guys. I'll be back.
Alexandra Ayala's fairy tale run is at an end at the Miami Open as Jessica Pegula beats her 7-5, 5-7, 6-3. It was a mammoth battle between the two, with the match having many twists and turns before eventually Pegula emerged the winner. It was, though, Ayala who started the brighter with an early break before Pegula immediately broke back. Ayala then broke again and did serve for that first set, but 2 double faults cost her badly as Pegula broke back at such a crucial moment. Pegula then won the tiebreak reasonably comfortably before going up an early break in the second set, and when she was leading 3-1, It felt like the match was pretty much done, and Ayala needed some treatment as well for an ankle injury or foot injury that she incurred when she had a fall during the match. She got that sort of strapped up a little bit, but still it felt like that, plus some fatigue, plus the blow of losing that first set in such a dramatic fashion before going down a break in the second. It just didn't seem like she had any way back, but she didn't give up. She pegged back Pegula and even briefly went up a break in that second set before Pegula again responded with an immediate break back of her own. But undeterred, Ayala then broke again and took that second set 7-5, showing a wherewithal that belied her tender age. She's just 19 and won't turn 20 until May this year. A tight third set had a few twists and turns, but was a bit of a much tighter affair with less breaks than the previous two sets. But after a couple of unforced errors, including a fairly makeable shot at the net, and there was another one that went in the tram lines, Ayala lost her serve for 3-4, sorry. So then it became 3-5. Pegula then serving for the match goes love 30 down, but 4 points in a row went the way of an American. And Pegula will now play Aryna Sabalenka in the final in Miami in what will be a repeat, of course, of their US Open final showdown last year that went the way of Aryna. However, it was Alex Ayala that still took many of the plaudits from today.
Slice and it never works. It goes into the fucking net every time.
So sets.
Hey, thanks for taking the time to, well, you haven't got any choice, actually. I'm just talking at you, if you like. But I'm here also to present to you why I think it's not a bad idea and not that expensive as well if you become a member. And this is how you can do it, and this is what you can gain. So if we look here at the Talking Tennis sort of homepage, if you like, on YouTube, we can see this little button here which says join. It is also pinned in the live chat as well, and you can also, I think, see it just below most of our videos, certainly the live ones and so on. Now, why is it a good idea to join and become a member? Well, in the live chat, you can add little funny things, you can add emojis and all sorts of things, but possibly more importantly, you can get to access some live videos, such as this one here, where we look back on the last sort of few moments from the Billie Jean King Cup. So there are little bonuses such as this one, but there are many, many more. And in fact, if we have a quick look at...
All right, guys, we are back. And we have Ostapenko serving 30-15. We got a battle in Munich. Cerulo serving to stay in the match. Ben Shelton looking for a 500 level final on clay. Just be quite impressive. And he's got a match point. All right. Yeah, it was a fairly short break there that you took. All right. More of the same. I am going to be watching match point here as my stream is a little bit behind for Ben Shelton. Holy. Franz Arundolo plays a crazy point. I mean, Shelton's defense is just so impressive. I don't want to I know you guys in the chat probably are a little ahead of my stream, so I don't want to look at anything. But Ostapenko does get an easy hold, so good start for her in this third. See if Iga can keep up that serving that she produced there in that final service game. It's another match point though for Ben Shelton. There, Iga goes to like more of a slider on the deuce side, but it's still to the backhand. And Ostapenko rips the backhand down the line winner. And Ben Shelton gets it done. The American is into the Munich final. Wow. 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 And I told you guys, I did not watch much of that final set, but just a lot of wear and tear for Varane today in terms of, playing a lot of tennis as of late. But I mean, hey, he's gotta get it done there. And as we say this, Ostapenko says that. Backhand down the line, winner off the second serve. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Why does the second serve on the outside always go there? Clearly, Iga is not hearing me because I just need her to try a slider on that serve, at least trying to get it out of arm's length of Ostapenko's forehand. I understand the worry about the forehand, but it's just too rhythmic on that backhand wing, given she's seen it about 40 times already today. Ostapenko on top of the rally again. A little extended rally, though. Good to see. And Ostapenko cross court. Right inside the line. It is good. Love 40. I think this is hard for Iga. I mean, obviously one of the more compact backhands on the tour, but Ostapenko is just bossing that wing. 3 break points. Let's see. Can I get a serve up to tee? Nope. A second serve is coming. Ben Shelton, story of the day. Well, she did do what I said, but not necessarily as tight as it should have been, as Penko rips a forehand inside out, a little bit long, or wide, rather. Break point 2 coming up. I mean, this would be insane to get out of this game. Serve up to tee, and it's a wild +1 for Iga. It just looks uncomfortable from the baseline. Wow, wow, wow. So early break for Ostapenko. Feels like we're seeing the same thing we saw in the first set. Hopefully good news from Portugal, as we're hopeful that play can resume in about 10 minutes or so. See that beautiful center court. And a nice little pattern there. Nice pattern from Iga. Yeah, I mean, huge shout out to Shelton. I remember watching those match points for Goyo. Essentially, he was out. Shelton's so far out of the point as Goyo approached the net, and Shelton just fired it at him, and Goyo couldn't handle the pace. Just missed the volley, and from there, just lost so much confidence. Good fight there from Iga, but it's just been so good. The backhand down the line, cross court, you name it. Ostapenko's backhand has just been the boss. Jake, believe. As we saw with United the other night, anything is possible. So it's 30-15 for Penko here. Ghosty, who do you support? Definitely not United. All right. Finally, a backhand miss. I was going to say, I'm watching that ticker go up as our producer points out. Tell your friends, tell your cousins, relatives, parents, brothers, sisters, grandchildren. Yeah, I mean, that's big point for Iga here. 30-all, getting a second serve. And it's a good wide serve from Penko. Iga looks to kind of tee off on it up the line. Just really hit with too much pace. Yeah, don't forget about your neighbor's pets. And it's a huge serve from Ostapenko up the tee. And she holds for 3-love. Any hope for anyone out there? Yeah, that was a walk in the park. All that mattered was Thursday. And United gets it done. So that does set up a clash with Athletic Club. Is it Bilbao? Yep. Yeah, Panko, of course. Very, very loud. Very loud. Need you to believe here, Jake. Gotta find a way. Get a hold. Get some extended rallies. Problem is, Panko just has no fear in this matchup. You know, when you're playing Iga, you're supposed to feel a little bit tight at moments because she makes you play, but nope, not for Ostapenko. Yeah, I know. Nico Williams is fire, future of Spanish football. Along with just a decent winger out in Barcelona. He might be good. He might be the future of football. Just maybe. All right, Iga to serve. Can she get a hold? Can she reset mentally? We know what's coming on the other side. She's got to be able to weather this storm, if that's even possible. I don't know what the delay was about. Ace on the tee. for Iga. And she's hyped up. She's hyped up. Beautiful backhand. There we go. There we go. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So I think we're about 10 minutes away from Akara and Fees starting. And then we'll also have the second semifinal in Munich between Sasha Zverev and Fabian Marajan. Good week for him. Hasn't had to come through anyone extremely difficult, but nonetheless, playing good tennis. The backhand's really impressive. Just has so much variety in his game. So 30 love lead here for Swiatek. Second serve, inside out backhand from Ostapenko, extended rally. Penko tries the drop shot for the first time all day, and Iga couldn't have made matters worse of it, but we are in a little bit extended rally, and Penko comes out on top. Just ridiculous. I mean, had the whole court to go to and essentially hit a running forehand from inside the service line right to Ostapenko in the middle of the court. Not her best decision. And one that, could prove costly if she doesn't get out of this game. So Connor, thanks for joining. How are you this morning? Are you happy with the results so far? We got Holger Rune into the final in Barcelona, and we got Big Ben Shelton, the American, into a European clay final in Munich. Well, Connor does subscribe. He's got the members badge there, and an ace for Iga. So she does hold 3-1. Favorite player? Totally. An American support an American. We love to see it. We love to see it. I did not see this coming. I mean, just an insane run from Ben. Good serve from Ostapenko, but good return from Iga. Penko's just able to overpower Swiatek. Tries a one-handed backhand slice. Cannot keep it in the court. As the cameraman shows some Iga Nation in the crowd, very down, depressed, quiet. As Ostapenko backhand down the line is just on full display. More of the same. Just felt like Iga's been on the run all day. I'd be curious. I'd love to know the stat on how many rallies over. We can even go with 12 balls in this match. Timing is so off on the return for Iga. Dude, these Google stats are crazy. I love it though. Ghosty. I mean, given the head-to-head, they probably weren't super excited, but I think you could get some good support at this event. There we go. A little bit more of an extended rally. Ostapenko tries a backhand slice drop shot. She makes it 40-15. Anyone? Does anyone think Iga has a shot? Or is this one all wrapped up? I mean, hey, that's not my expertise, Ghosty. You can tell us more about that. It seemed like we're getting underway. In Portugal, double fault. Okay. Make that 40-30 for Ostapenko. It's over. So can Iga give herself a deuce opportunity? No. Just once again, not good enough on the timing. She's trying to hit a winner off that return, which I understand. Not good enough. 4-1. Anyone have any predictions on Carlos Fees, Marijan Zverev? Carlos in 3 is what our producer is saying. I feel like Alcaraz might have a little bit more of a stable game plan going in. Obviously, being on closer to home soil could help him a bit here too. Get off to a better start than he did in Monte Carlo. So I think that the first set will be important. I think he has the opportunity to, get out on that front foot, put a little bit more pressure on Fees, but obviously, really no wear and tear at all from Fees since that match in Monte Carlo against Carlos. So yeah, I mean the Marijan match should be interesting. Like I said, hasn't had to go through anyone crazy, but the consistency is definitely impressive. Masters Marijan, I like to call him, always performs in those events. It's where he had the breakout win in Rome against Carlitos. Yeah, the drop shot is just insane. And if you listen on full volume, you can really hear the ball off his strings, how tight those are, and how much control he has on that ball. I watched the Ember match heavily in detail, and he's able to consistently pepper that backhand wing, kind of no matter where he was on the court. That'll be the same wing that's the Zverev forehand wing. So it could be tight. It could be tight. But Zverev obviously motivated now. Saw how much that win meant to him yesterday, and now he's got the opportunity to, win a title on home soil. One that went from a 250 to a 500, and the last time he was there was in 17-18. I think Damien reminded us yesterday. So 15 love, Iga. Just trying to do her job, get the hold, put the pressure back on Ostapenko. And it's just a casual backhand down the line winner. She didn't even hit that with pace. That's what I'm saying. It's just been way too predictable. Yeah, it is home soil, Ghosty. But I think his brother actually helps run the tournament now. Misha Zverev. Looks like we're going to check a mark on the serve. Iga's not happy about it. Umpire that we have not gotten his name. And he tells us it's out. I don't know if we confirmed who that guy was, who the chair umpire was. I wonder if any of the apps tell us. And that is a really poor double fault. Just adds increased pressure. Beautiful. Flat serve wide, and it goes long. Awesome serve there from Iga. Much needed. Umpire is not a ghost. Oh, we're almost there. We're almost there. We actually have humans making calls today, Connor, in Stuttgart. There is no electronic line calling. Vegas Gavin. Where is he? That Ostapenko return is long. She definitely wants that one back, in terms of the pressure of the moment and how pivotable it could be. That could come back to bite her. Who knows? Game point. Swiatek serving at 1-4, 40-30. Trying to go for that wide flat serve. That's where she's gotten the most bang for her buck when it does go in. And it's the same old kicker to the backhand wing, but goes into the net. So Iga holds, does her job, climbed out of that 15-30 deficit. Iga Nation, where are you? One last chance. I'll give you one last chance. Do we have first ball in Barcelona yet? So, no. Is that good? I had it wide. Iga's staring at it. Here comes chair umpire. We'll call him Ghosty. Chair umpire Ghosty comes out and says, it's out. Second serve. Second serve, Iga attacks it. Inside and backhand. She's going to take this one out of the air. Beautiful combo. I told you, Iga Nation, you had one last chance to tune in, to say your word. Fergus Gavin might be hanging out with Nerlon. They're hiding, having a couple beers together. Enjoying the matches. Bobby Umps, sorry. We'll call him Bobby Umps, Ghosty. Iga's going to look at another second serve. Good second serve from Panko. That's what she's been doing all day. Very aggressive on it. Clips the back of the line. Great depth. 15-old. Do we have first ball in Barcelona? We have play in Portugal. Beautiful serve. Play is happening. Beautiful. Let's see what matches we got going. Elmer Muller up a set and a break there, serving at 3-2. And we got Barcelona starting now. We got Comensana, the number 1 seed, taking on Carlos Taberner. And we got Panko going big on that second, but she misses it. So 30 all. What feels like one of the biggest points of the match. We either got a game point or a set point coming. A game point or a break point coming up. And Sasha Zverev has the early break in Munich. Iga with a good return gives herself enough time. Oh my, Iga. Oh my, it's just such a bad ball to miss. Probably one of her better returns of the day off a huge Ostapenko first serve. Had plenty of time to get over and just flip the court here and just overdoes it. Once again, I mentioned it earlier. Too much time. Just hasn't been used to it. First serve is no good. Diana, thanks for joining us. Please hit subscribe if you have not. There it is. Probably the slowest second serve of the day for Ostapenko. And Iga takes it backhand down the line for the winner. So we got deuce. And it's an ace. It's an ace. So, game point for Ostapenko. Iga's able to play some good defense and get it back. All right, we got deuce. A little bit of a deuce battle starting. Fair enough. Fair enough. Panko's backhand sounds like it sailed long. So Iga, a chance to break back. Think about how pivotal that last hold was. Iga Nation, I gave you a chance. I think Jake might have left us. Chance to get back on serve here in the third. First serve is long. Let's see how big Panko goes here on the second. Iga's done great on the returns, both sides. Sees the big line. Oh, had the open chance. And she misses it long. I think kind of everyone knew it was going to happen there. Just a little bit of like a hitchy backhand in a sense. Where she probably just comes through it smooth. It didn't need to be perfect. So the break point comes and goes. Back to deuce. As the fans hold their breath. Iga's going to get a chance to look at another second serve. Shading to that wide serve, but, prepared to go with the backhand. It is a wide serve. Cross court. Looks to go big and just into the middle of the net. It's just such a difficult decision for her in terms of she's playing other players who aren't going to bash a winner off her return. It doesn't need to be a perfect return. It's just setting up the point. But Iga needs to play offense against Panko, and she's looking to do it. Panko rolls in a kicker, and Iga's forehand goes long. Panko lets out a huge roar. Will that be enough? I would love to see Sabalenka play Ostapenko. Let's see what side of the bracket there are. Let's see. Yeah, we could have a Sabalenka-Panko final, which would be exciting. But we're not quite there yet. Coco Gauff and Paulini should be a battle. So far, so good for Paulini. Enjoying these conditions, but same for Coco. I feel like these conditions are perfect for her in terms of allowing her to use her athleticism, but also the pace of the courts. Quick update in Munich. Zverev up a break 2-1. Barcelona update. Fees up 1-love. 30-all on the Alcaraz serve. So, Iga serving to stay in the match at 2-5. First serve looking to go up T. That's no good. And Panko bashes that second serve, but way long. So nothing doing here. A casual hold would be great. See if Alcaraz can win his first pressure point of the day. And he does. 40-30. Big serve there for Iga. As Panko's return goes into the net. So 30-love Iga. Serving to stay in the match. Doing what you can. Had a break point. Or just 2 break point looks in the previous game. Sailed a backhand down the line long. As she just double faults here. As Carlos does hold, so 1-all in Barcelona. Still a cross-court battle, and he gets cross-court forehand sails long. So from 30-love to 30-all might not be the worst thing if you're Iga to make this a tough service hold and make Ostapenko serve it out, but you got to do one before the other. As that Ostapenko forehand goes long, she's frustrated, looking at the box. So that's what I'm talking about in terms of, making her feel like she has a chance here, a point away to get herself a match point, but doesn't convert it. But we are back to deuce. So kind of in the same spot here. Like I said, it's not the worst thing, but you got to do one before the other. Taking a long time here on this deuce. I think we're having scoreboard issues. Yeah, we are. Because we can't have match point on the deuce side. So the scoreboard is wrong. But maybe they knew something we didn't, as it is now match point for Ostapenko. Wonder if now's the time that Iga gives me the slider on the ad side to the Ostapenko forehand that I've been waiting all day. She takes a little bit off the first to make it. Goes to the forehand side, off the paint, and Penko misses it. Saves a match point. You know, if you watch tennis, you know how much that can mean in terms of how much it can affect the opponent's mental. You know, match point comes and goes. Back to deuce. Iga, huge serve. And Penko's return clips the back of the line. A little bit of a forehand exchange here. Both hitting the net cord. And it just affects Iga a little bit more. Second match point now for Ostapenko. Looking for her 6th win over Iga in 6 attempts. Another first serve to the backhand. Good return from Ostapenko. Little short ball. Ostapenko's got a backhand. Iga goes up the line with the backhand, cross court, and Iga looks to grip it cross court, but misses it wide, and Ostapenko gets it done. Make that 6 for 6 now. Let's see how frosty this handshake is. Yeah. I wonder how long this streak will go. Ostapenko has some words for our favorite chair. What do we call him, Ghost? Bobby Umps. Yeah, I mean, look, she had her chances. That break point, backhand down the line, it just needs to fall in. It doesn't, and you know, it was just tough for Iga to hold all day. Served really poorly, and I just don't think she was hitting her spots. I don't know if that was the game plan, but she's just continuing to kick that serve on the ad side to the backhand, and essentially, Ostapenko was, you know, just so clinical going backhand down the line, backhand cross court. Really nothing doing. Thank you all for joining us. Appreciate you tuning in. Oh, Johnny, thank you. Thank you. You can, you know, you can subscribe to be a subscribe to members only, where you get exclusive content, or stay with me here for a sec. You can hit super chat. Let me know if you find that. Coasty, as always, appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next time. Johnny King, thank you for tuning in. Subscribe if you haven't, and feel free to hit super chat to donate or subscribe to our members only exclusive content. Beautiful. Is there a super chat button that you can see? Yeah. Yep. Stay with me here for a sec. Stay with me here. Let's see here. Do you see, yeah, on the right side, you got it? Thank you, Johnny King. Appreciate you for being here. I hope you enjoyed the match. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Very, very kind of you. So thank you so much for being a fan of the channel, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. For everyone else, we will see you again in the near future. Cheers. Thank you all.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.